Hi everyone again. This is probably two more videos left. I'm just gonna get right to it. These are all fairly brand new releases that are just put away here. I don't think there's many CDs in this one. It's just straight up. Actually, there might be a few. So this is Halsey's latest album in a special booklet here. I forgot the name. If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power or something. It has the Blu-ray of the movie. So this is technically a Blu-ray as well, and it has the album as well. Pretty neat packaging if you're a fan. Yeah, let me try to do the CDs first, so then we could get that out of the way. Selena Gomez, Revival. That's the one. And then we have Ingrid Andress. What is this one called? Good Person. It's a pretty good album. And a Selena Gomez greatest hits right there. And then we have She Said. Really good movie from last year based on a true story. Basically the Harvey Weinstein stuff as it came to light, and the two journalists that kind of followed that story. Really great performance by Zoe Kazan. I think one of her... I just realized that since this video is going to be shorter, just because there's less titles, I'll speak a little bit more about the films. I think this is the best Zoe Kazan performance I've ever seen. Sorry. And Carey Mulligan is typically good as usual. I really think she's due an Oscar. That's a really good film that I like. And then I have a 4K of 8 Mile. This is a pretty new release that came out on 4K. I thought they were gonna come out with a Steelbook. I would have gotten it if so. I like this film. Good music. Good raps. Brittany Murphy in this film. Much better than you would think it is. And then we have a Jordan Peele triple pack of Nope, Us, and Get Out. I had Get Out separately, and I think I sold it just because I got this triple pack. For me, this was just fine release. I don't need the 4Ks. So I really like Get Out. I think that's a great film. Us is pretty good. After rewatching it, I think it's still great. Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah, I'm gonna put your names. Yes, I think she was really great in that film. In that role, in a dual role. And then Nope, I thought was really good as well. The first time I watched Nope, I didn't pay much attention to it because I was like on a date. So when I rewatched it, I really appreciated it, the cinematography of it, the way it's shot, and just the story of it. I think it's a really good film. Surprised it didn't get more Oscar love because Get Out got a decent amount. Now here's one of the best films of 2022 that not a lot of people are talking about. It's a Spanish language film, official competition with Penelope Cruz and Antonio Banderas. This film is absolutely hilarious. Just wonderful film, very rewatchable, and just kind of like a dark comedy, but it's so funny. And Penelope Cruz is great in it. I highly recommend this film. Even worth a blind buy, even though I saw it in theaters. And then another Studio Ghibli Steelbook, When Marnie Was There. This one's pretty decent. I like this film. I like these Steelbooks that they have come out with for pretty much all of their releases. It's really good. Bullet Train. When I saw this first in the theaters, I kind of drifted off just because once again I was on a date and we had a late night and all that. But I gave it a rewatch and have this 4K Steelbook. It's a pretty good film, very stylistic. I think it's from the writers of John Wick. But that's a good one. And this release actually is pretty cool because it comes with kind of like postcards, if you can see here. Yep, I'm not gonna take all of it out, but character postcards. So that was pretty cool. It's a nice release. I like when they're a little bit imaginative with the Steelbooks. This is Other Worlds by The Pretty Reckless. I believe this is just like some acoustic versions of some of their older songs, probably from their last album, Death to Rock and Roll. Yeah. And then I recently picked up this one for Christmas, White Christmas. Decent Christmas film, good music, a classic. Here's one I was debating to pick up, 3,000 Years of Longing. Another one that just came out very recently. And the reason I was debating is I thought there was some really good passages in this film. It's like kind of like an anthology, like he tells different stories as a genie. And I thought the stories were really great and wonderful, but I think it just falls apart a little bit at the end. However, I think it's still worth a Blu-ray buy, owning it, because it is kind of rewatchable, and it's George Miller. There's a lot of things in this film that I really enjoy. The way it's visually shot, and just like the mythos of the stories. newer Criterion that I picked up, Sex, Lies, and Videotape. Really good film. James Spader is always in these sexual type films. A good Steven Soderbergh film. Maybe his first one. I'm not too sure about that though. Now we got more Criterions. We have The Seventh Seal, a classic Ingmar Bergman film. Probably not my favorite from Ingmar Bergman, and I don't have my favorite. Actually, I do. I have Persona. There's some other ones that I want to get that I have not picked up this year, but hopefully next sale. But this one is a really good film. It has what's his name? Max von Sydow in this film as well. That's a good one. And I got another. I really love this one. So this is the Criterion of Daisies. This came out pretty recently. I saw this at the IFC Center in like one of the late night showings, like a 10 p.m. I think it was like a 10 p.m. showing. And I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I had such a great time with this movie. I thought it was just it's an experimental. I think it's a Czech film from Czech Republic. But it's just the way it's shot, the cuts, the girls in the film. It's just so imaginative, so amazing. Very experimental, but absolutely amazing. It's not even a long film. It's like a little over an hour. Had to get the Blu-ray, watched it again, and I love it. This is actually a really, really good film. One of the best ones. A really good Criterion release, anyways. Don't Worry, Darling. So I did see this in the theaters, and I didn't like it that much. But it has really nice cinematography, and it's kind of enjoyable in some ways. That's why I have it on Blu-ray. And I think Florence Pugh is good in this. Regardless of what you think of the film, I think she holds that film together. A release of Earth Girls Are Easy. Got this because Gina Davis is just fantastic in this film. Really nice release from Vestron. Nice slipcover. This has Jim Carrey and Jeff Goldblum in it, and Damon Wayans. Pretty good film. Creative film, anyways. One that a lot of people do not like is Amsterdam. Regardless of what people think of the director and all that, I thought the film was all right. It has a great cast. It has Taylor Swift, it has Anya Taylor-Joy, the three on the cover, among other people like Zoe Saldana, Chris Rock. But I thought it was pretty enjoyable throughout. Probably not the greatest film ever, but it has its funny moments. I didn't mind the plot at all. Not a bad release as well. Pretty nice slipcover. I'm not with the crowd of hating that one. Clerks 3. I have 1 and 2 in. I think I have 2 separate. Actually, 1 in a triple pack and 2 in a double pack, and then 3 just separate. I wanted to get the Steelbook, but it wasn't there at the time. But now I see it around. But it's fine. I have this one, this copy. This is a pretty good film. If you like the Clerks films, I think you'll like this one. This one has more emotional weight in it. Probably not as funny as the other ones or like as raunchy, but it's still good. Sex and Lucia. This was also a new release. I like this film a lot. What's her name? Is Paz Vega. Yeah, she's really great in this film. Good blind buy. That was actually a blind buy for me, as well as Clerks 2, actually. A few of these are actually blind buys here, which is not something I normally do. Fall. Alright, I gotta talk about this film. So I saw this in the theaters thinking it was just gonna be like some B-movie type film, but I found it to be absolutely thrilling, especially in the theaters. At the edge of your seat, you feel it. Like, it was a tense watch. And not just a tense watch, it was a good watch. I really like this film. I've already seen it 2-3 times. Showed it to my mom as well, and she liked it. Showed it to my friend. She liked it as well. Turn off your brain. Like, stop thinking about can this happen, or like, is this realistic? Because sure, it's not realistic. It's a movie, but if you turn off your brain and just watch this, it's enjoyable. And if you can watch it on a big screen or in a good format, this is like just absolutely amazing to watch. I really like that film a lot. I'll probably go back to rewatching it at some point. Another film that I really enjoyed is Pearl. Mia Goth definitely steals the show in this. She's fantastic. I wouldn't have minded her getting an Oscar nom for this. But you know what the Academy thinks of horror, because she has a monologue in this that stretches a few minutes, and it's absolutely amazing. Some of the best stuff throughout the whole year. I got this in the Walmart slip. I think this is the Walmart one, which looks... I don't mind the regular standard slip, but this one just looks better. It's a pretty cool slip. Glad to have gotten this. Walmart has messed up my orders in the past, just because there's not one that close to me, so I have to order it like to home. So I'm glad I got that in one piece. The Thin Red Line, a Criterion by a film by Terrence Malick on Criterion. It's a war film that's very cerebral and gets more into the mind of the soldiers. And not there is action in it for sure, but it's more about like the heart of war and what goes on. And it's shot extremely well. I think this is a fantastic film. I know it got nominated for a bunch of Oscars. I don't know how many it won, but it's like a close to 3 hours. But Terrence Malick can never do any wrong. He's one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. As you can see, if you've watched through these videos, I have like almost every film of his in my collection. This is Pretty Baby. This is an imprint release. I think it's an Australian catalog label. This has a young Brooke Shields in it. It's a pretty controversial film, but enjoyable film, this one. Ooh, I want to get to that one a little later. All right, I'm trying to pick and choose. Got this one pretty cheap. Used 50 First Dates. Nice little sweet movie with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. 50 First Dates. It's pretty funny. It still kind of holds up as well. Yeah, most people have seen that one. Here's one not many people have seen. I'm just assuming. Maybe people have seen it. But this is Vengeance. This is actually directed by BJ Novak of The Office, if you remember him. And he also stars in it as well. It also has Dove Cameron and Ashton Kutcher. I thought this was a very creative film. And it's very funny at the right times. It deals with like a lot of tragic kind of stuff. But it's just funny. Very well written. Good film. I was debating on picking it up. But after I saw it, I thought, you know what? That's a good enough for me. Got this one used as well. Instant Family. Nice little family film that you can watch with your family about 3 kids that get adopted by these 2 parents, and then the kids being much more than they can handle. Pretty funny. Nothing like absolutely revolutionary or amazing, but just a good fun watch. Nice to have the slipcover too, especially when you get it used. So this is a bootleg that was done by I don't remember, but it's definitely a bootleg. It's not on Blu-ray yet. It is on Hulu. One thing I hate about streaming is there's like it's very up in the air about when you'll get a title on Blu-ray. So like if Hulu removes this and then it never gets released, what do I ever do? What do I do? I'm gonna pirate it or what? So yeah, Fresh. This is Daisy. Not a great cover, but Daisy Edgar Jones and Sebastian Stan. Really, really good film. A twisted horror kind of comic film. I thought they did a good job with this one. And Daisy Edgar Jones is just a rising star. I really love her. Now we're going to get one that I got for $1 at what's Dollar Tree, I think. Or Dollar General. One or the other. Anyways, Terminal. Not a bad film. I watched it the first time and I didn't like it so much, but then I gave it a rewatch and it's very sleek in the way it looks, the way it's lit up. Margot Robbie's not bad in this. There's twists and turns that maybe not as good as you think it is or you would want it to be, but as a film, I think it just works. Just turn off your brain and watch it. And it has Margot Robbie. If you're a fan, then you gotta check it out. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. One thing I like about what they did with this Steelbook is for Best Buy, they did 2 different Steelbooks. So I can't remember his name, but the villain has his own version of the Steelbook, and then you have the heroes in the other. Pretty decent looking Steelbook. However, I really like Black Panther. It's in my collection earlier, and I said I really liked it. I thought it was a generational Marvel film, like a really fantastic one. And I have very little complaints about that film. Maybe a little bit of CGI issues, but this one, story-wise, it just feels long, drags on a bit. Doesn't feel as spectacular. Like I did fall asleep in the theaters for a little bit to this, which wasn't my intention, but I gave it a rewatch, and I'm not so sold on it. Angela Bassett's good in it. Maybe winning Best Supporting Actress, good. I don't know about that, but as a film, I didn't think Black Panther was necessary after Chadwick Boseman's tragic death. You could have just left these characters coming in to other films. I think it didn't need its own full movie. I mean, I don't know. Maybe people like this film more than me. I wanted to give it a chance, but I'm just completing the Marvel films really. But I have not been impressed with much after Endgame. Triple pack of El Mariachi. Literally got this last week. So El Mariachi, Desperado, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And the good thing is I've watched all of them since I got it. El Mariachi and Desperado are good. Maybe Desperado is the best one. That one has Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek. And Once Upon a Time in Mexico adds in Johnny Depp. Not bad. These are Robert Rodriguez films. He's a good filmmaker. Here's another one I got pretty recently. And I remember where I got this. A guy was selling it on the street. His used Blu-rays, and I got it for like $3, which is a steal because Little Miss Sunshine is a good movie. It's kind of like a dark comedy with some pretty memorable but crazy characters. And they're trying to get this little girl to a beauty pageant so she could perform. Really great film if you haven't seen it. The director of Little Miss Sunshine did something else recently, and I just can't remember it. But they came out with something else pretty recently. I love this film. So this is the menu. I thought when I saw this in theaters, I was blown away. I know a lot of people don't like this film. I don't know. Like this year, I've been very impressed with a lot of the releases. Maybe because I've been more accepting of these releases and less critical, and just like really just trying to enjoy it and have a good time. And I had a great time with this. I've seen it 3 times already. Once in the theaters, and once with a friend, and then once when I got this Blu-ray. I love Anya Taylor-Joy. I thought this was just like a creative horror comedy, and just absurdly funny as well. Really, really recommend that film. But knowing how people don't like it, I don't know. You might not like it either. So I got this one also with the same way as Little Miss Sunshine for $3. Looks like it's a Blockbuster exclusive. It doesn't close, unfortunately, but that's fine. Woody Allen's Vicky, Cristina, Barcelona. I thought this was a really good film with Scarlett Johansson, Penelope Cruz in a really good performance, Rebecca Hall. Good film from 2008. I like that one. And then we have a 4K of Ouija. I think that's how I say it. Ouija, right? Ouija. With Olivia Cooke, actually. And I forgot she was in this film, and she's probably the main reason I got it. Decent horror film. I know the Origin of Evil is better, but I'm not really into these films like that much. But I did just get this one on 4K, tried it out. It's alright. Now we have a film that I do not like very much, Halloween Ends. First off, I'll say the Steelbook is nice. I'll give it that. The Steelbook is very nice. So in the new trilogy, I do like the first one. Halloween Kills, it has its issues for sure. But I got past some of the issues and I found it enjoyable. This one, what they did with God knows his name, but that character, and then they just focused the entire film on him until like the last 15 minutes. I just couldn't get into it. I thought it was just pointless distraction. It wasn't even good. That character was annoying. I wasn't sympathizing with him at all or anything. I can't remember names of people in this film, but they also ruined the lead girl's role just by falling in love with him and stuff. Like her character just became like stupid. However, the last 15 minutes or so with the final showdown between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode was good. Like I thought they did a really good job with that, and that's probably the reason I have this. Otherwise, this felt like such a waste of a film right there. I mentioned Terrifier 2 on 4K earlier, and that's a copy I'll have to keep because I initially ordered this Walmart Steelbook and it came up so dented. It's like really broken. So when I open it, like it almost falls apart, which is a shame because this Steelbook is fantastic. It looks great. I really like this film. I thought it was I don't remember Terrifier 1 that well, but I thought this was a very good film with a nice with a good Scream Queen in it. Oh, or Final Girl, whatever you say. But they dinged this up, and then I've been talking to them about returning it and all that, and then they don't have another one in stock, they don't respond and stuff. I gotta send it back. I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna have to send it back at some point, I guess, because I don't see those anywhere. The Message, I saw this years ago. I thought it was a really good film. It's about the foundation of Islam. Pretty enjoyable film. It is long, but I think they did a good job with this. Nice acting as well. Glad that got a 4K. I think that 4K actually just came out like 6 months ago or something. All that jazz. Fantastic film with Roy Scheider in one of his best performances ever. Just absolutely amazing. It's kind of like a musical, and it's like frenetic, absolutely frenetic. It's like dreamlike sequence. Really good film. It's a Bob Fosse film. Got this one used, The Day the Earth Stood Still, with Keanu Reeves. I rewatched this and I thought it was alright, much better than when I watched it in theaters. And this also comes with the Blu-ray of the original Day the Earth Stood Still. Yeah, the original one on 1951 on Blu-ray. So that's not a bad double pack to have. It's always good when it comes with two things. And then we have The Watcher, or Just Watcher, with Micah Monroe. I love Micah Monroe. I find her so attractive. I think she's great. She's a great horror film staple now. Like, she's always in such pretty good horror films. This was a pretty good one as well. Thought it was entertaining throughout. The setting was cool. And yeah, it's just a good horror film. You don't have to think too much about it. It's just a good film. One of the best films of 2022 is The Banshees of Inisherin. Amazing film. I don't mind this winning Best Picture. I don't mind Colin Farrell winning Best Actor or whatever. Like Carrie Condon winning Supporting Actress. I think this is a fantastic film. Martin McDonough is one of the best script writers going today, just because this is just an absurd film plot, and it works so well. There's such great comedy, such great heart and emotion in it. That Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell pairing is just amazing. Ooh, we got some really good films here. All right, so let's do narrowing it down. Shampoo, got this with the Criterion sale. I really like Goldie Hawn, as mentioned earlier. Really good film. Seen it two or three times already. Definitely worth a buy if you're a fan of any of those actors, or just good cinema, honestly. All right, and then we have a Catch Me If You Can Blu-ray release that came out recently. Nice Steelbook. I really enjoyed the Steelbook. This is just a regular one, not a 4K. Really great Steven Spielberg film. I don't know how much of this is true. I think a lot of it was debunked, but it's a good film. Young Leo was in some good stuff. I mean, he's still doing good stuff today, but when he was younger, he was really doing good stuff. And we have The Power of the Dog, a Jane Campion film. Speaking of her, I saw the piano the other day for the first time, and I thought it was really, really amazing. Rented it from the library, so I'll pick that up at some point. Yeah, The Power of the Dog, just a great film. I think this is a really good Benedict Cumberbatch performance, and Cody, what's his name? Cody Smith McPhee. Yeah, I think this is like a kind of like a semi-western love story. Good film. I think it was nominated for Best Picture the year it came out. And now a film that's polarizing for a lot of people. Trying to figure out where the front cover is. Okay, so this is not the front cover. This is the front cover. This is Thor, Love and Thunder. I didn't mind Thor, Love and Thunder, honestly. Like, I've been critical of a lot of the post-Endgame films, but I think this one was alright. Tonally, maybe like too much comedy and like inconsistent. Probably could be written better. I thought like good soundtrack, good action. Thor being not so serious works better for me than how he was like when he first started. So I think it's fine. I think it works fine. Yeah, and now we have two more actual films left, and then I'm just gonna do box sets. So these are two very good films from last year, and it's worked out in a way where I just show it them to end the collection. Besides the box sets, which are still coming. Top Gun Maverick, Steelbook 4K. Saw this in the theaters, and first off, I mentioned Top Gun earlier. I thought it was an okay film. I'm not crazy about it. I like the soundtrack and all that. Maverick, saw it in IMAX, Dolby Cinema, IMAX something, whatever the best format is, and I was blown away by the sound, the action, the nostalgia in it. I thought it was just fantastic. They took this in a way that it just felt so necessary, and it was just done extremely well. Tom Cruise, I mean, he's still going, he's still kicking and doing some amazing work with this Mission Impossible and whatever else he's doing. Such a good film. Great. This looks just great on 4K. Love it. And then the final film of this video right here is one that I really like, and it's actually my best or favorite film, and I'll say the best film of 2022. Tar, with Cate Blanchett, directed by Todd Field, who's taking a long break before making another film. I think this is a stellar film. The best Cate Blanchett performance I've ever seen, even better than Blue Jasmine or Elizabeth anything. I think this is like a magnificent film. It's so smart. There's so many things that go on in this film that you have to like kind of watch again just to see. Oh my god, just talking about it makes me want to rewatch it again for like the third or fourth time. I really love this film. I think it's the best film of, if I had my way and if I had a vote for the Oscars, Kate Blanchett, best actress, Tar, best film. Yeah, that's just what I think. I think it's just great. So, that is every standard Blu-ray in the collection. Now, I know I've showed some box sets before, but now I have more box sets. So it's just going to be like DVDs and seasons of TV shows and stuff like that I'm going to show off now in the final video. And then that will be it for this collection. So thank you for watching.